Lake Fork for the Bassmaster Elite Series out there. So we'll see who's going to make it into the top 10 tomorrow, because they got the top 50 going today, and then they'll whittle it down. So we'll see how that all pans out. So it's been a year since I've been out to Lake Fork for a tournament, so it's really nice that they're back there today, and I'm excited to get out there and try to get a bunch of footage, and then hopefully I'm going to fish while the elites are fishing. I got my spot all picked out along the riprap there, so we'll see how that goes. All right, I will see you out there. All right, guys, we made it out here to Yantis. Yep, the docks here, the ramp, the launch, everyone's getting their boats in. Everything's looking smooth. And then here pretty soon, Dave will start announcing the guys as they take flight. Some cool stuff right there. All the boats in the water ready to launch. Yeah, everyone's getting all set. There's Taku right out there. Still getting some boats in the water.
Now, leading them out, your tournament leader, a two-time Elite Series champion, Kyoya Fujita. Right behind him, the defending champion and the youngest Elite Series champion in history from Illinois, Trey McKinney. Behind him, last event's champion, he's an Elite Series rookie, but already an Elite Series champion, Paul Marks. Battling out for Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year with his roommate, Tucker Smith. And behind him, a former EQ Angler of the Year, a two-time Classic qualifier from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, JT Tompkins. Your current leader and Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year points, a two-time Bassmaster winner from Wisconsin, Jay Shakurat. A former Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year and a two-time Bassmaster winner himself from Newmarket, Minnesota, the amazing fighter man, Seth Fighter. A five-time Bassmaster winner from Somerville, South Carolina, Patrick Walters. He is a two-time Elite Series champion. He is your day one leader, a three-time Classic qualifier from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Buddy Gross.
Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. I'm fishing out here at Lake Fork where the elites are fishing. The launch is just right over there. All the guys just hit the water super early in the morning, and I'm excited to be here. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Alan. I appreciate all the support, and we're just going to fish this little point here. I've never fished a spot where the elites are fishing, and of course I'm bank grinding, but we're going to have some fun. All right, got my usual stuff set up. We're going to see what we can catch. Right in here close, guys. Check it out. Oh, it's a catfish. Man, I didn't even get a chance to... It was when I was bringing it in. Check that out. Let me take care of this dude. All right, guys, there he is. Boy, he was hooked deep. So I had to use a glove to get a good grip on him. There he goes. All right. Catfish on the jackhammer, man. Right in here close. I didn't even get a chance to even get the camera going. He hit like right in here in these rocks. Crazy stuff. All right, guys, there it is. On the jackhammer right there. Boy, he just hammered that. See all these little shatters spawning in here along these rocks, and these fish are just all stacked in here. So this one's kind of in that little bluegill color. Got a little Berkeley power stinger on the back end of it. Alright guys, we're hooked up right here along the rocks. It's a nice bass on the jackhammer. There we go, check that out, man. It's a nice fish right there. See when we dig him out of here, get him on hook. Boy, he's hooked deep. There we go, right there. Not very big, but man, he was hunting along these rocks. Let's get him back in there. Alright, so we're starting to stack them up on this jackhammer. Little Berkeley power stinger on the back of that. There's the expo where all the vendors are going to be for this. There we go. Oh, he hit it and he missed it. Dang, he clocked it. Man, I still got, look at that, he messed the tail up on this. I still got some slime on here from the catfish. Dang. Well, he just smacked it, didn't get him. Gotta get back in there. Look at that shot, guys. Look at that. Sun coming up over Lake Fork. I'm fishing the rocks here. Man, that is just epic. So there's a crappie field right there. And I'm gonna be drop shotting that a little bit later with some minnows. I know you guys are eating the sun right now, but and this is on the baby jack. So right there, guys, on the baby jack. Good stuff right there, man. At Lake Fork. Well, guys, I can now officially say I've caught fish where the elites are fishing a tournament while it's going on. I've had a couple of crazy looks. Had one guy taking a picture of me when I reeled in a fish. I don't know if he was an official. Oh, look at all these bait fish chasing this thing. Dang, man, that is cool. They're all down in there. No wonder this thing is getting thumped. I'm getting these thumps, but no sticks, you know what I mean, on some of them. I've seen a ton of bluegill cruising through here too. There's big crappie in here, there's gar. I've caught drum here before. So far it's a multi-species bag. Ooh. See? I keep getting these knocks. Man, what is going on here? Just can't get them in. They're like super small aggressive bass, or these bluegill are going crazy. I gotta watch my footing here, stepping on some sketchy rocks. So this is on my black bass St. Croix rod, 12 and 12. I never do anything conventional, just go with what works for me. And I'm fishing this baby jack with a Berkeley power stinger. Look at that, man, it looks just so good down in there. So we're gonna work this for a while, just along the riprap here. Sometimes I'm burning it, sometimes I'm bringing it slow. All the hits I've had, it's when it's been cranking it slow. And there's fish blowing up all through here. There's shad spawning along the rocks. There's I mean, look at all these fish chasing this thing. That's the thing that's going to make it tough, is there's so many minnows in here. So there's a lot of forage. Look, a fish just busted right there. So I'm thinking the drop shot with a minnow may come in handy here pretty soon. Hey guys, check it out. One of the young fellas is fishing right there. He's got his boat ambassador with him, and he pulled up right there. I can't tell you who it is. Ooh, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. I just got whacked again. Yeah, I can't tell who that is, but man, he dropped the trolling motor. Yep, he's got an ambassador with him. See, there's a bunch of timber and junk out there that's down in the water. And you got some channels where these creeks come cruising in. Alright guys, we're going to switch it up right now. I'm going to do one more cast through here. Any of these heavier, I call them heavier trailers. They may not be heavier, but to me they are. These Berkeley Power Stingers, the Spunk Shads, the freeloaders, all of those, I love throwing those as trailers. They got some good weight. Oh, dang it. Just got cracked and I didn't get him. Man, I get the feeling these are big bluegill, because if the bass are going to get it, they're going to get it. I mean, it's just thunk, or a drum. There's a lot of drum in here. That's probably what it is drum. Alright guys, I'm bombing a Rapala DT10 shad color. Looks just like the shad here. Just giving it its paces. Some rock down there, so I'm banging it off of that, and then I'm not killing it. Just letting it do its thing. All those fish come chasing after it, those bait fish. This was a little bass. They're just all in and around these rocks. So a lot of times I'll bomb it out there and then I just give it a quick pull and then kill it. I'll shake it, crank it. But anymore, since we're into the warmer weather, you can just crank, 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 stop. Crank, 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 stop. I need to throw these DT series lures more. I usually save those for when I'm up in Iowa at some spots I got there, but I'll throw them here. I just need to do it more often. We're hooked up right here on the Strike King Red-Eyed Shad. Right in here by the rocks again. It feels like a decent fish right here. There we go. Ooh, and he's barely hooked. Oh no, he's hooked pretty good. It's a nice bass right there. Let me get my footing. Alright guys, here he is for the release. Nice little bass. There he goes. Man, that was a lot of fun. It gets kind of hard to film these because when you're bringing them in real close to the rocks and bang, it just explode on it. And then you're trying to get recording and all that kind of stuff. Man, that was a nice one to catch. That's what I caught him on right there. Well, he put a couple of scratches on that thing. He really wanted to inhale that. Just right in here close. It just felt like just a whack. And that was all she wrote. So typical stuff, just yo-yoing it. Sometimes I'll shake it, sometimes I'll burn it. But I've definitely caught some Right along the shoreline before with a rattle trap. Caught a nice drum one time too. Look at the flash of that thing. Look at all the fish chasing it. I've been trying to smoke some crappie out here, but it's like a big, right between here and that buoy. Crappie just stack in there. There's our young fella out there fishing, way out there. Alright, so this, I let it hit the bottom. Give it a quick yank. Let it go back down. Sometimes I'll get one right on that pause. Same thing, bring it up. Let it fall, bring it up, let it fall. Look at that sky. It's going to be partly cloudy today. Super early in the morning here, that morning sun. Man, that's good stuff right there from Strike King. Alright guys, here we go. From Retro Bassin, I got one of his bag of worms that he had on eBay. And this is a man's jelly worm. Got it on the drop shot. It's a little 6-incher. It's kind of like a grape color with like a fire tip on it. So we're going to have some fun with this. There is a chance to catch a crappie on this thing. There's massive crappie in here, and they love worms too. Got this on the St. Croix B.A.S.S. I know it's an intro rod for their line, but man, this thing is perfect for drop shotting. For anything, man, I don't know why people knock this rod, but it is good. Hey, look at that! There's a beaver swimming right here. Check him out. What are you doing, sir? He goes underwater. Oh man, and my bait's like right there in my drop shot. Look at all these fish schooling in here. Holy cow. There he goes. You know what I hear behind me is the the guy's doing the live. See him on camera over there? There's Dave Mercer and the crew. Oh man, this is just so good. Alright, so we're going to fish this for a while. Man, I'm just having fun watching all the stuff cruising along here. We got bayfish, we have the beaver. He's way over there now. We got a snapper right there. Alright guys, I switched over to a custom painted S-Waver. I don't fish glide baits very much, but this one's pretty cool. I like this one and the Nessies. And the cool thing about this is it's got good action with it. You let it sink, you can burn it, you can even run it near the surface if you want. And that thing looks good. Just your typical S-Waver from river to sea. It's got a custom paint job on it, kind of like a shad color, black down the spine. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, which is kind of good for the chop here. There's a cool little swim jig I want to test out. Alright guys, I threw some other stuff. I threw an old school Big O, Cotton Cordell Big O. I threw a Lure Jensen Speed Trap. I thought the Speed Trap was just going to get smoked. Nothing on that. And then I threw the Flash Mob Junior from Yum. Nothing was going on with some big Joshies on there for minnows. I'm gonna throw this Mega Bass Uozi. It's a swim jig, but it's got like a little spinner down here, an underspin. That's what it looks like, and I've got this cool looking to match the color Berkeley Power Stinger. Oh yeah, look at that thing, looks good. So we're gonna bomb this around. The wind's starting to pick up. The sun is definitely up now. I got some Hack Attack swim jigs that I need to kind of test and throw. I'll throw them a little bit, but I need to do some more testing. The great thing about one of these swim jigs, you can just kind of kill it, let it sit there, and then you can slowly bring it in. You can speed it up if you want. Fishing along the riprap here. The riprap goes out pretty decent. Oh yeah, that looks good with that tail on there, that Berkeley Power Stinger. So the riprap goes out about another 5 feet and it kind of slopes down, so I'm kind of hitting that. Nothing in the crappie field. It's just right out here. The crappie love to hang out there. I may go back to the drop shot with the minnow, and I definitely want to catch something on that Man's jelly worm that I got from Old Retro. But we're going to throw this for a little bit. I was having a lot of fun throwing the Cotton Cordell Big O. It's kind of like a chrome pattern. I don't throw many of those. Yeah, this thing is sweet. Yep, cast a country mile. The cool thing about that is that underspin will do the work for you. You see those shad come jumping out of there? And I'm hoping whoever spooked them will come after this. Ooh. Dang. Whole bunch of fish chased, but nothing biting. Right out there is where the shad started flickering and bouncing around. So hope you guys are catching some stuff. You see people are starting to pile in now to the expo here. Usually I try not to like spot burn or give away anything, but this is a special event here. And oh yeah, check that out. Look at all those fish chasing it. Can I do a quick turnaround and then they go the other way? Yep, for sure, up in Iowa there, people are out fishing, and northeast Iowa, everything's opened up. Has been for a while now, catching good stuff. Hey, if there's a channel you got to check out, guys, called Weckerly Outdoors from Jason Weckerly. He puts together some great tutorials and tips and great stuff. He's up there, up in Wisconsin, doing some fishing. Cane Pole Willie's got a video out. Go check his out. And then, of course, go check all the podcasts. Bass Talk Live. Jump on YouTube for Smallmouth Crush stuff. Bass After Dark with Ken and the boys. That's always a fun one. I was on there the other night as a guest. And then you have Bassmaster Radio. I like following their stuff. Serious Angler Boys are always putting out some good content. Lots of channels and things to watch if you want to get your fix on bass fishing. Go check all those out. She was banging around on the rocks down there. Yeah, this is going to be a keeper for me. This thing's got great castability. It's got great action. Looks good. A lot of color choices. guys, I've been working this man's jelly worm that I got from Retro Bassin for quite a while, and I just can't get anything. It's a great color. Check that thing out. I've been working the rocks here. Nothing doing. I'm about to go drop the gear off and then go check out the expo, so that'll be the other part of the video. I'll go through and show you guys what's going on with the expo. Maybe find some good food. I'm gonna work this just a little bit longer. It's the right color for this because the water does have a bit of stain to it. Man, that thing does look good. I keep seeing drum cruising the rocks or like hugging along. I see white bass in there. All kinds of good stuff. Now that the sun's up, I can see them working through there. I'm surprised when I was throwing that little lure Jensen speed trap, I didn't catch a white bass. So with this, I just let it drop down there, and then I just slowly hop it in towards me. The waves are going to take care of the action, so I don't have to do any shaking or wiggling. All that thing has to do is just sit there and look pretty. And hopefully a fish will come up and whack it. So I just slowly turn the reel, not much to it, just a little bit here and there, keeping the rod tip up. It looks kind of like it's bone because I'm using braid, which really, I don't do anything conventional with any of this stuff, but it's down there. It's standing up pretty good. Braid to a fluoro leader, which is not optimal for any of this, but I do pretty good. I catch a lot of fish using it this way. I have fun doing it. That's the most important thing. Plus, you guys have seen me whack all kinds of fish on the drop shot lately. Alright guys, there's the weigh-in stage. I'll do this a little bit later. Since it's a slot limit, they weigh the fish, release the fish out on the water. If it's between that slot, I think it's 16 and 24 inches. And then anything bigger than that, they'll bring up and they'll weigh right out here on the stage. But so this will all be filled in with people a little bit later on as they're getting everything rolling for the weigh-in. But there's the stage right there. Cool stuff. There's JT Tompkins just caught a nice fish right there. So on the other side of this, they're doing the live broadcast booth where Dave and Davey Height and all those guys are, and they'll have a guest in there with them. Alright guys, so I registered in a raffle to win a kayak, a handgun, all kinds of prizes in there. Rod and reel combo. So all these little shops and stuff. Wood County is doing a great job here with all this. So we have all these little tents and different things and food and hats and tackle, custom tackle. Lake Fork Lure Company's got theirs set up over there. We got Toyota, all the boats are represented here. And it's good stuff. I'm gonna keep patrolling around and looking for things to take a peek at. Alright guys, I had to get my loot from the Lake Fork Lure Company booth here. I got this little ring fry in this June bug color, 3.75, and then I got these worms in this Bourbon Street, which are awesome. And then I got a t-shirt, 2X t-shirt. So anyway, alright, I'm gonna look around for maybe getting something to eat and then hit the road. Alright guys, check it out. Tackle Warehouse. You know I gotta come by and check this out and see what they got going. Right next to the Skeeter boats, you have Yamaha doing their demo rides. So let's check it out and see what they got here. Alright Alright guys, check this out. Tackle Warehouse is giving away t-shirts and stickers. And they had a 20% off coupon that I can use at the website. There we go. More good stuff. Alright guys, you won't be able to see from here, but there they are doing the live broadcast for the tournament. They're just about ready to get set up for halftime as we're closing in on the noon hour. Looks like they're working hard. Alright guys, I stopped here at B.A.S.S Barbecue. So I got a nice brisket plate with some sausage. And then over there I got a burger for tonight when I get home for this evening for the road. So this is like Food Alley through here. And that's where I did my little, to help out the Lake Fork Sportsman Association, the raffle I did. I got the tickets. And just kind of traveled around and looked at all the fun stuff here to see what's going on. And ready to eat some lunch and then head back home. Alright guys, feast your eyes on that from B.A.S.S Barbecue. It's gonna be delicious. Alright guys, on my way back, I was leaving the gas station. An old G-Man, Gerald Swindle, pulled up. And he was getting gas. And you know, they gotta be careful who they talk to and all that good stuff. So I just said, appreciate your post the other day. He had a passionate post about fishing. I said, appreciate your post the other day. Have a good one, Mr. Swindle. And he just smiled and waved. And then I'd already gassed up, so I was on my way to get into the truck. And just now started down the road. So headed back home. I thought about stopping off at one of my sneaky buffalo holes up here, but I got some chores and things I gotta do when I get home. But thanks for riding with me, guys. This is a nice adventure to head out to Lake Fork. I may come back out tomorrow for another day, but I've got other things going on, another fishing adventure planned. But man, I was excited that I whacked some fish this morning. So that was always good to get that under the belt. All right, until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.